All right, let's do this. Welcome to your high-speed Python revision tour. If you're getting ready for your Class 12 exams, you are in the perfect spot. We're about to blast through the core concepts you absolutely need to know, so you can walk into that exam feeling totally prepared. So be honest, how are you feeling? Got those pre-exam jitters? I get it. You've put in the work, but maybe there's that little voice asking, have I really got this down? Don't worry, that is completely normal. And that's exactly why we're here. We're going on a quick, focused journey through all the essentials. Think of this as your final confidence boost, designed to sharpen what you already know right before the big day. So, what's our game plan? First, we'll start with the absolute fundamentals, Python's building blocks. Then, we'll jump into how you make your programs smart by controlling their flow. After that, it's all about functions, reusable code. Then, we'll tackle data structures, and we'll wrap it all up with a super handy revision checklist. Ready? Let's get started. Okay, first up, Python's building blocks. You know, every single complex program out there is built from these simple parts. If you master these, everything else that comes after is going to make so much more sense. It's the foundation for everything. So, what's the smallest possible piece of a Python program? It's called a token. The best way to think about this is like Lego bricks. Just like sentences are built from words and punctuation, your Python code is built from these little tokens. They are the individual bricks you use to build everything. Now, to store our data, we use variables. And honestly, the easiest way to picture a variable is just as a labeled box. You give the box a name, and then you can pop some data inside it, a number, some text, whatever. It's a really simple but incredibly powerful way to manage information in your code.
And these boxes, they're designed to hold different types of data. The four big ones you've got to know are int, for whole numbers, float, for numbers with a decimal point, stru, for any kind of text, and bool, which is just for true or false.
All right, so we've got our data stored. Now let's get to the fun part, controlling the flow of our program. This is where your code really comes alive. It's where it starts making decisions and repeating actions, instead of just running straight from top to bottom. The for loop is your absolute best friend for repeating tasks. It follows this really simple, predictable four-step dance. It starts with the first item, runs your code, moves to the next item, and then stops when it runs out of items. This simple loop is behind so many powerful programs. Okay, listen up, because this is a classic exam question. What is the difference between an if, elif, else block and just using multiple if statements? Think of if, elif, else like a race. The first condition that's true wins, and the whole thing stops. But multiple if statements, that's more like a checklist. Your code will check every single condition one by one. Next up, let's talk about something that will make your life as a coder so much easier. Functions. They are all about the don't repeat yourself rule, which is a huge deal in writing good, efficient code. So a function is basically a reusable chunk of code that you get to create yourself. Instead of writing the same lines over and over again, you can just package them up into a function, give it a name, and call that name whenever you need it. It's the secret to keeping your code clean and manageable. And the structure couldn't be simpler. You use the keyword def, that's like telling Python, hey, I'm building a new tool. Then you give it a name and tell it what information or parameters it needs to do its job. And just like that, you've made a powerful, reusable piece of code. So we've got individual values down, but what happens when we need to organize lots of data together? That's where data structures come in. See, it's not enough to just store stuff. We have to structure it in a smart way, and choosing the right structure is a really big deal. Python gives us three amazing tools for this job. You've got lists, which are your go-to for collections that you need to change. Then you have tuples, for collections that should never change. And finally, dictionaries, for storing data as connected pairs. Okay, understanding the difference between a list and a tuple is so important, and it comes up on exams all the time. Here's the easiest way to remember it. A list is like a whiteboard. You can add things, erase things, change it all you want. A tuple, though, that's like something carved in stone. Once it's made, it's permanent. You can't change it. And finally, the dictionary. Honestly, this phone book analogy is perfect. With a dictionary, you're not storing things in a particular order. Instead, you store them in pairs, a key and a value. You use the unique key, like a person's name, to instantly look up its value, like their phone number. Whew, we've covered a lot and fast, so let's pull everything together with one final revision checklist. This is your quick summary, perfect for that last-minute look before you walk into the exam room. And here it is, all in one spot. Variables hold single pieces of data. For loops are for repetition. Functions are for reusing code. Lists are for collections you need to change. Tuples are for collections you don't. And dictionaries are for linking data together. So the crucial point is understanding these distinctions. Knowing which tool to grab for which job, that's the real skill. And that's a wrap on our tour. You've got this. So I want to leave you with a question that goes way beyond the exam. With all these powerful tools, what's the first problem you're going to solve? What are you going to create? The future is yours to code. Now go ace that exam. Good luck.